Hello everyone, Scorpio is here. How's everyone? How's everybody is doing? Hope everyone is well. For me, I'm still working on the Pentacles or going to the portal, but right now the COVID is still strong in this country, so I couldn't cross border yet because many COVID personnel, military personnel on the border, so I couldn't cross it. I'm thinking about going to the sea though, uh, using a boat, inflated boat. But I don't have money yet, so hopefully people will help me uh, do my mission. Let me explain about the emperor and the empire. The empire are the poor people around the world that I supposed to help. But in order to do that, I need to get to the portal to make me become an emperor so I can help those people. So if you want to help Scorpio, you can donate or you can invest to Scorpio, let's see what happens. But anyway, have you seen my last video about the church responsible for the death of the Christian? Yeah, that's written in the Bible almost 2,000 years, but nobody found it. But I discovered it. So it's great to share the truth so that people will be educated what happened in the first century. And then this video is the continuation of that video, proving that there was a cutoff or there was a gap. So I call this episode a gap theory. But before we go on, this might be offensive to some people. So if you don't like it, you can click off and go to the other channel. And but those people who are interested in just watch it, see if you like it or not. Anyway, the gap theory in Daniel says that 69 weeks and then 70 weeks. I, I think there was no gap theory in that, but some of the scholars said that there's like 2,000 years gap theory before the man of sin will be revealed in the last days. But I think it's a continuation from 69 to 70 weeks continuation. I don't think there was a gap there. But my theory is that the gap I'm talking about is the gap that Christianity did not continue for almost, the gap is like almost 2,000 years, man. I believe by the second century, Christianity was already dwindling or was cut off. And there was no Christian until the 20th century. Can you believe that? So anything, churches that pop off during the gap theory, I don't think it's a true Christian. I think it's a product of that church that persecuted the real Christian. Yeah. If you sprung between the gap, I don't think you are a Christian because there's no prophecy that at that time Christianity will come back. That's right. Yeah. So let us find out what verses that proves that there was a gap or that Christianity had died. There was a cutoff. Okay, let us read in Romans 2:12. It says, "For many uh, have seen without the law shall perish without the law." Let me repeat it again. For many have seen without the law shall perish without the law. What does that mean? Without the law means without the law of Christianity or without Christianity. So without Christianity, that means there was a cutoff. For many have sinned without the law will perish without the law. So if you were born in that period of time or in that gap, and nobody's gonna redeem you because there was no Christian. There was no Christianity. Who's gonna redeem you? Nobody. Because it was ended, it has a cutoff. because the true Christian weren't Christianity anymore. You know, there was the real Christian was cut off, and it was taken over by a church which is a false Christianity. So, and it's not Christianity. So it says here that without the law means without Christianity. And then if you have sinned with the law of Christianity, you shall be judged by the law. What is the law of Christianity? It said that if Jesus did not wash your sin, if Jesus did not die for you, you have no chance of being saved. That's the law of Christianity. So that means, you know, in Romans 2:12, you know, there was a cutoff because it says there was no Christianity, there was no law of Christianity. And then another verse. Let us go to Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8 and 9. Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8 and 9. It says, 2/3 shall be cut off and die. So there was a cut off and they died. 2/3 shall be cut off and died, and 1/3 I shall bring to the fire and refine them like gold is refined, it says over there. So 2/3 and 1/3, that makes it a whole. That means there were like three group of people, or three division, or three group of Christianity that is prophesied in the Bible. So 2/3 shall be cut off and die. Who are the 2/3? The first century Christian, the Jews and the Gentile. See, the Jews and the Gentile will be cut off and die. That means there was no law, like what it says in Romans 2:12. There was no law. There was no law of Christianity. There was a cut off because they died because of a great persecution by a church. That's right. And that 1/3 right there, there's a big gap already. I shall refine them as gold is refined. That means I think this 1/3, it will come out in the last days, last day Christianity. Now, how do I know that? Let us go to Revelation chapter 7, the verses 4 and 9 and 14. Revelation chapter 7 and 4, it says that the descendants of the 12th tribe of Israel were converted to Christianity. And then 9 to 14 are those Christian who came out from all nations and came out from a great tribulation. So what is the key here? People that came out from all nations who experienced the great tribulation. So if you don't experience the great tribulation, you are in the wrong generation, I think. Yeah, you're gonna be able to you're gonna be born in those generation, the first generation and the last day generation, which is our time, last generation that will be saved. But not all people in that generation will be saved, only those who believe. And there's only like few people believe because they don't know the truth. That's why Scorpio is here to share to you, to tell you the truth, and it's up to you to believe it or not. Because I cannot force you to believe which one to believe. It's up to you. So if you believe the truth, then you will be saved. But if you don't, it's at least it's presented to you, and then whoever believes will be saved. That's what it says, and it will set you free. So I think Revelation chapter 4 and 7 is a first day generation And then the last day generation, that the people that came out from all nations who experienced great tribulation. Yeah, if you read it in First Peter 2:9, it says, "You are a chosen generation." That verse is a double prophecy. He was talking about the first century generation Christian and the last generation Christian. In other verse of the Bible, it says you are a lucky generation. But this one, it says you are a chosen generation. So a generation means uh, a 70 to 100 years expand of life. So it's only 70 to 100 years, depends. It's not going to go over 200 to 300 years. So Protestant who started in the 15th century has no chance because they did not experience the Great Tribulation. So I think the Christianity will re-emerge or will come back on the last generation because they're going to have to experience that Great Tribulation. What is a Great Tribulation? Everybody knows that a Great Tribulation that has never experienced on earth since the world began. So it must be like maybe a collapse of the dollar, a collapse of the world economy, or a nuclear war, that will collapse the economy, the world economy, something like that, that everything is going to be expensive or nothing to buy anymore because the world is ruined by this nuclear blast, the fallout, and people are dying, and vegetables, plants are dying, no more food for people. So I think this is gonna be the Great Tribulation right there. And I don't know how long it's gonna last, but you're gonna have to experience that in order to be included in those last generation people that believe in Jesus. So I think this episode is very important because it only proves that my theory in my previous video that there was a church persecuted the Christian, and so therefore Christianity did not continue. This episode will support that there was no Christian for almost 2,000 years. Can you imagine that, man? How lucky we are in this last generation. But you're gonna have to believe and be converted. He who believe be converted and become little children will be saved. That's what it says in Matthew 18:3. You're gonna have to believe and be converted to the Garden of Eden. Now, even the YouTube channel is speaking parables, man. They call Zion today the Garden of Eden. Yeah. Zion today, they call them the Garden of Eden. They speak in parable. But I understand it because I have the Holy Spirit. So anyway, I hope people will believe this because without wisdom, without the true knowledge, people will perish. That's what God says to His people Israel. He says, "My people perish for lack of knowledge." So you gotta have the true knowledge in order to be saved, not just any kind of knowledge. If you have the wrong knowledge, you've been deceived. So I hope you will share this video so that people will understand it. And if you Google what happened to the first century Christian, the persecution of the first century Christian, you will find everything over there. They will tell you. So anyway, I have a great task in this world, my contribution to this world, and I think that's what gonna make me a legend because I told the truth and share the truth. And I have to help poor people around the world, because this is who I am. I've been helping people since I was a kid. That's why I'm always broke, you know. I give my money to people, share what I have. Right now, I don't even have anything because I haven't got to the portal yet. So if you could help me, go to the portal so I can build my empire, which is the poor people around the world, and help them out. Because a lot of them still don't have clean water, maybe electricity, or schools, small hospitals. So if you could help me go to the portal, you know, then I can take over from that. I just need help from now to go to the portal because by then I take over and then I will shut down everything. Then I'll take over. Then you'll be a part of the movement that are helping poor people because I hope Coca-Cola and Pepsi will believe what my cause is, and they will have a press conference like a Psychic B, Sound B says that one day they're gonna have a press conference regarding me that they're gonna help me or something, or they're gonna support me. I would like to thank the channel and all the great channels that are supporting me and telling my story. Uh, Senstar 555, Truth Told Tarot, Hidden Truth Told Tarot by Taria, The Ghetto Nun, Eat, Eat, Sleep Tarot, Sunshine Tarot, what else? A lot of them. Emerson, New World. You know, I listen to these videos and they help me a lot though. I just don't like when they talk too much about love and they say, I already move on to that thing, you know. Already, my concentration now is the portal and my mission. So, yeah, if you could help Scorpio, go to the portal, you know, you, you can send your donation to this address. That's me, that's my name. Right there, you can see it. You can send your donation to that address because I don't live in the United States anymore. I live far away, and because I'm working on my to the portal, so I can support the poor people around the world. One day I'm gonna have to rebuild that portal thing. Yeah. So if you can send your donation or help, then that would be a good thing. And so God blesses you. God blesses everyone. Hopefully, people will examine the truth because it says that